afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a call tonight, a time for change call at 9 p.m. Eastern. Regrets are simply the ego trying to change the past. The past is long gone. Only the present exists. Try experiencing being grateful for what was. Whatever happened was perfect exactly as it occurred. You'll instantly pierce through the grand illusion, bowing down with great praises to the now. All beings are from the very beginning Buddhas. All of us. Hakun. We are all enlightened beings in disguise. Every being is born with full access to the highest peak of truth, love, and consciousness. If you look into a baby's eyes, what will you see? Have you done it? I'm sure most of us have. You will see it. The sparkle in their pure, uncluttered, untainted awareness is blazing there. You can see that there is no sense of time, rigid beliefs, or systems of controlling the world in their fresh new mind. There is just pure presence and awareness. They are naturally absorbed in the moment, fully curious about life, without even trying. Their enlightened nature shines through. This consciousness is in all of us. For at one time, we all too were babies. If our enlightened nature is already here now, complete and whole in itself, why isn't the entire world filled with an abundance of enlightened beings? There's only one little thing in the way, called the ego. The mind gets identified with certain desires, thinking it has to have these things in order to be happy. The attachment to desire gets in the way and obscures this light of pure being. The universe is saying, allow me to flow through you unrestricted, and you will see the greatest magic you have ever seen. Close jaw. When there is too much attachment or resistance to anything or anyone in this life, it causes our pure, clear, baby-like mind to gather dirt and dust on its clean mirror. Over years of constantly smudging our mirrors, we tend to see a very cloudy, darkened, grim version of the world. We lose contact with our naturally clear perspective on reality. If your mirror has been smudged like most of ours has, what you need is a simple cleaning process. The mind simply needs to relax, rest, and wait without having any new input. No garbage in equals no garbage out. Once the mind has rested deeply enough with reality, the clarity will come pouring through. You see, the clouded mind is a lot like a fish in a fishbowl who is anxiously swimming around in circles, causing the water to spin and all the muck on the bottom to be stirred up, distorting the clarity of the water. When the fish stops swimming and rests, it takes a while for the muck to settle back to the bottom of the bowl, and the water becomes crystal clear. Everything will change when your desire to move on exceeds your desire to hold on. Everything will change when your desire to move on exceeds your desire to hold on. Alan H. Cohen. If your health, relationships, money, work, or love life seems to be spinning around in the muck, you simply need to stop all movement, relax the mind, and rest deep inside yourself again. Believe it or not, yet your issue will resolve itself naturally on its own as the light of your own consciousness will clarify everything for you. All of our problems are created by the clouded mind. By bringing the mind to a complete halt, the illusions of our minds disappear, and we naturally experience the clear, clean, infinite source inside each and every one of us. Being still is the master's great secret to discovering enlightenment. You're lucky that you didn't have to hike for 3 weeks in the Himalayas to receive this precious information. You can focus on yourself right now in your own home to become completely calm, still, and unmoving. Your mind will become more clear every 48 minutes that you can sit still without touching your phone or doing anything at all. No movement of the mind. Just relax into experiencing the loving, eternal, and divine aspects of your infinite, enlightened nature. Do this daily, and your heart opens up naturally to feel deep, eternal love for all beings, including yourself. When the mind is uncluttered, you can see the divine truth of who and what you truly are. I do not know whether I was then a man dreaming I was a butterfly, or whether I am now a butterfly dreaming I am a man. Chang Tzu. The very instant we are empty of mind chatter, we can stop, take a good look inside ourselves. We can explore ourselves, investigate our past, look into what we want to manifest in our future, and discover something quite amazing about our very nature. We realize that we are not this body, nor these thoughts, or anything you can imagine with your mind. Anything you believe anything that you believe have to do or become before you can be free is a denial and a distraction from the truth that you are already free. Anything you believe you have to do or become before you can be free is a denial and distraction from the truth that you are already free. Who we all really are is beyond any idea or concept, behind anything you could write down. We are an infinite and eternal soul that cannot be burned by fire or wet by water. We are untouchable, unattainable, and truly indescribable bliss. We are a forever expanding consciousness that cannot be defined by anything of this world. When we are in a state of pure being, completely free from the mind, we instantly start connecting with our inherent enlightened nature. Suddenly, as if from out of nowhere, our true radiant selves, with all of their positive life-expanding qualities, finds their way into our lives. Our relationships become fun, easy, and effortless, and we think about what amazing gifts we have inside us to give back to the community. The most simple, blissful, joyful sensations are naturally experienced in the most ordinary situations. By being silent, quiet, and still, we discover that we are already deeply connected to an infinite source of goodness within. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. Albert Einstein. Every morning, for the next week of your life, I invite you to explore one thing. The very instant that you've awakened from your sleep, before you move your body or open your eyes, take these precious moments to turn your attention inwards and ask this one question. Where is the source of this thought coming from? Where is the source of this thought coming from? The question itself is the purpose of the exercise. It's not the goal to find the right answer. It's like going to the gym to work out your thought awareness muscles all day long. Try to be still and keep redirecting your attention inwards or towards where you feel the source of each thought is coming from. Pointing your attention into the great unknown void inside yourself. This is the key to opening the spiritually awakening door to the beyond. Living only in the physical, mental, and emotional realm makes energy limited. Tap into the spiritual dimension, and energy is limitless. Do this right now as you wake up each morning. Take 30 seconds to start looking within your mind. Look deeper behind the mind towards the source. Before your mind starts thinking about its agenda for the day. Stop and investigate the source of each thought that is coming through you. Once you can feel into it, relax into it, and rest at the core of this source, something very magical will begin to occur. I cannot tell you exactly what will happen to you. Yet if you can make 100% effort to bring your whole heart and soul into this inquiry each day for the next 21 days in a row, I can guarantee you that your life will not remain the same. You will stop getting stuck in the mind. It'll be easier to remain curious and detached from the challenges of life, of this life. And you'll realize how divine your true nature is. This exercise is not about trying to get away from anything. It's all about increasing the expanding your level of awareness. There is a hidden force behind your mind running this grand master show. And this invisible divine energy is radically powerful and supernatural. When we can connect with it, we will find that we are able to shapeshift our lives into any way we'd like it to be. Understand that you know that your every need will be met. Understand the answer to every problem. You'll understand abundance on every level to grow spiritually. You are not living by human laws. Expect miracles and see them take place. Hold ever before you the thought of prosperity and abundance, and know that doing so sets in motion forces that will bring it into being. Eileen Kelly. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And what is the first thing that we care to do? It is always the first step. Relax the body. We know we're not the body. We're not the character, the personality, the belongings. We are the God within the body. So doesn't it make sense that by focusing on our breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth, we are focusing on our bodies through the breath. And what does the body hold? It all comes prepackaged before we enter it. The ego mind, the subconscious mind, always wanting, always pushing, always wanting, always pushing. So we attract things. We're like these super omnipotently powerful magnets, the body is, and it attracts everything. When we enter the baby body and we start experiencing physical form, all of the communications, all of our parents, all the communication, all the talking, everybody everywhere that we're in the proximity of, we absorb it all. We store it in the subconscious mind. All those thoughts that aren't ours, all those ideas, all those directions, all those suggestions that aren't ours, we store them. And at times we feel that they are. We don't know it. So when we have certain incoming thoughts, those are the ones that aren't ours. And you understand that there's tens of millions of these programmed thoughts floating by like clouds in the sky, and where none of us are exempt, and a lot of the times we'll go somewhere else. And this is how we pick up stress, irritability, anxiety, worry, fear, anger, hatred, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, greed. I mean, we could go on and on and on. But this is where we're programmed. This is why we view and see and listen and hear things as we become full-grown bodies with a character, a personality. This is why we are the way we are physically. But when you begin to understand, you look at your body and you say, I'm not this body. I'm deeply grateful for it because it allows me, the kingdom of God, to experience physical life. So all of the tensions and stresses that we build up, it's very simple in a way, and maybe in another way it's not, to release them all. Let them all go. Do we need to carry them? No. You look at some of the emotional avenues that we all carry. And you view the avenue, you say, okay, so what is this fear about? And you look at what its source is and why you have the fear. And you'll be amazed. It'll just disappear. You'll be able to walk right through it effortlessly. It's the same with anything. You might have been carrying stuff from 10 lifetimes ago and not even know it. And then those influence you in this life. It's all about cleaning house, so to speak. So you move all the dead debris that we've been dragging through this life so that it's cleaned up and ready to receive new energy. So in relaxing the body, how do you know you're relaxing it? What is, because it becomes light. You ever done that? It becomes light. And another thing is that when you do this, when you focus on your breath, you move yourself into the now. And the now is all we have. We don't have a past, and we don't have a future. We create the future in the now. In the past used to be now moments. Now they're all dead and gone. So this is why the body gets irritable and stressed, and sometimes vengeful, and sometimes we say, well, why am I feeling this way? It doesn't make any sense. Because it's someone else's thought that you have embraced, and you've literally moved the energy in the form and created it into reality, and then are experiencing it. And then sometimes it's just love under pressure. And you can visualize. A lot of people like to visualize. So let's say there's a hot air balloon. It's a beautiful fall day. You want to get in that hot air balloon. You want to soar above and see all the beautiful colors and the crystal blue sky. But you can't get it up off the ground. No matter how much you turn the fire up, it just doesn't leave the ground. You notice that there's all these bags of sand that are tied at one end, and they're ballast. They're weight to keep that basket on the ground. So these are your emotions. Your anxiety, your fear, worry. And you don't really care to have them. So at first it seems a little uncomfortable and tough to just drop them outside the basket. And as you start to do this, fear of poverty goes out the basket. Fear of wealth goes out of the basket, outside the basket. Fear of dying, fear of living, fear of happiness, fear of sadness, all these fears, you start dropping them out. And they're all labeled. And as you do this, you start to feel the body become light as the balloon. And the balloon starts to soar up. And then you see the beauty of everything, which is the God inside you. So you're floating. You've literally cleaned the house. And once you're in this state, it's not hard to stay there. And to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude. And when you're focused on something in the now, then a cloud goes by. And for some reason, you don't know why, but you grab onto the cloud and you leave the now and you float off somewhere. And the nice thing is that you already know, it's okay, not an issue. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And this can happen any time. None of us are exempt. And the thought pulls us away. But by focusing on the divine positive energy, the breath, that sustains these bodies, which houses the kingdom of God, is really miraculous. We have all of these wonderful attributes that we're equipped with that can guide us effortlessly through this life. Yet most of us don't even have a clue about that. Now, if you will, in front of you, picture three paths. One on the left, which is the past. One in the center, which is the now. One on the right, which is the future. And each one is a beautiful emerald green, lush grass path, and it's surrounded by golden, shimmering, sparkling trees, leaves, all of it. Now you notice the one on the left, the past, is worn. And the same with the right one, the one in the future is worn. But the one in the center, the now, almost looks brand new. A lot of us, we'll reminisce. We all are not exempt from it. We reminisce and we go over things that we've experienced in life and visit them. It'd be a song or just out of the clear blue or in conversation with someone or watching something. But we don't. We enjoy it, right? And we have our library in our subconscious mind, and we visit, but we put the volume back on the shelf and we leave. We don't stay there. But some of us do. I don't believe that it's on purpose. I believe it's more unconscious. But neither here nor there, what happens is that they begin to live that past. They bring that past into a future that doesn't exist. They create that future from that past, and they relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. And others of us, we go into the future. And we know that a lot of people don't know that the future is in the now. In the now, you create the future. So we go off into this void and we ask ourselves, or we ask somebody, when am I going to meet the love of my life? When am I going to have the wealth to enjoy my life? When am I going to get promoted at work? When am I going to have the ideal job for myself? When am I going to stop suffering physically? When am my body going to be healthy? When am I going to have enough money so I can relax? See, it's a constant. And the funny thing is, we already have it all. And until you discover that, then you'll wander into a future or into a past. And every single time, focus on the breath as much as possible. Listen to the breath. Only the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, we have these bodies relaxed. We have stilled the ego and the mind, the subconscious mind. And we're just watching them. And you look into the body that you're in, and you see these lights. Nothing like the lights on this planet. They're just much deeper, vibrant, colorful. And 7 different colors running up the base of the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. And these are, what are they? They're chakras. And what is the meaning of chakra? Wheel. So these are wheels of light. What are they made of? Etheric spiritual energy. What are we made of, the gods that we are? Etheric spiritual energy. So doesn't it make sense the way things have been designed that we flow through these bodies? Not only that, we know these bodies down to the quantum quark. We know every blood cell. We say hi to them because they all have their own consciousness. And that means all of our emotions, all of our personality, all of that the body has, we flow through it. Now you can see why we are the power of healing. And eventually, we will be able to heal these bodies in a blink of the eye, without any doubt, question, or anything. Now we know that we're the soul, the God, the higher self, facets of the one God. And we know that we're not the body, but we're the soul. And the soul enters the body, powers up the body, and then so the soul can function, use that physical form through experience. And we know that we are consciously aware. What is consciously aware? We are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, peace. And the soul is the heaven, the body is the earth. We are literally, each and every single one of us, heaven on earth. Not only that, every step we take, we are creating paradise. Literally. You may not see it at first, but eventually it will not be able to be hidden. Not only that, we've learned to shine our light 360 degrees, blasting everything around us, above us, below us, of deep, pure, eternal love. This is unending. And maybe we will learn before we leave these bodies, choose to leave them, that we don't follow light. Why would we follow the light when we are the light, the gods that we are? Doesn't make sense, does it? So we wouldn't. Now, if you were to take a trip, a few hundred miles outside the planet, and you were to look at the planet, you would see that it glowed. There's 8 billion gods on this planet. Not all of them are awake, but there are 8 billion gods nonetheless. And so this planet glows. Not only that, you see all the lights around it in this universe, they're all dim in comparison to it. And we also know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, parts of the gods that are asleep. Obviously, they're with us all the time because they're part of us. We are communicating with the parts of us that are consciously awake to a certain extent. That's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's all the ascended masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Tel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestials, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. They come in numbers in the Googleplexes. One Googleplex fills this universe without even a sacred square inch of sacred space to spare. Now they come in trillions of Googleplexes from trillions of universes from every direction. And we're all here now for this planet, for its complete liberation, for the dissolving of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequency. Now the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We do not see them like we see each other. We do interact with them. Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. Any lifetime, all lifetime. You'll know because you'll have this feeling in your heart that after the conversation, it'll just dawn on you that was an angel. That had to be an angel. Like, have you ever been somewhere so far in this life of yours where you're doing something and someone shows up out of the clear blue like they just appeared and they help you with something, and when you go to try to thank them, they're gone. You look everywhere. It's like they vanished. And the message that they send to us, they send it in so many different ways. But when it all comes down to it, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, stupendous, spectacular to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or even tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask. They'll be immediate. And that is bliss. The old light energy beings, with the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So most of them come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which we don't see. The different light spectrums, UV, infrared. But there is a small group that we're familiar with, and part of that group we interact with on a daily basis. We wouldn't care to not, because then these bodies wouldn't be able to function. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. And many, many, many more. Now, the galactics, the off-worlders, the celestials, over 1,000 species travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. There is one small group that we're familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. And again, they're in the Gugaplexes. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage. And our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have mastered physical, sending out a physical, holding pure consciousness God form. We are in the process, we've ascended into physical, we are mastering physical. Creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And all of us are gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us, the kingdom of God, the God source, the God. And this light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. And it would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brilliance. And we are flooding this planet in this very now. We do it 24/7, nonstop, with the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. Gratitude, peace, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. Head to toe, inside now, on and above and below. Complete liberation of this planet from the lower mucky, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Wherever they're harbored, wherever they're housed, wherever they're at, we begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we're met with this massive crystal, sparkling, glittering ocean. It's everywhere. We're kind of flowing with it. And the site is like a master grand finale of a fireworks display, a massive major laser light show, and a ballroom mirrored globe. Only the globe is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. You know, all these lights flashing, colors you've never seen before. And so we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, and we notice these little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. So we enter them, and we discover that all of us, all life, no matter how it's housed, is learning constantly from one another. We're either students or teachers, teachers or students, or both. We're always learning, always experiencing, always interacting. Try it. Just for a day. You have the time. Make the time. Sit and watch. Could be a bug in the rug, fly on the wall. Could be a blowing branch in a tree. Could be a dog, a cat, squirrel, raccoon. Could be anything. Horse, cow. We are always learning. Nothing comes in our paths, or we it, without learning or teaching. And we do this infinitely. It's just spectacular. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, we are protected from all demon possession, attachment, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can harm us. Nothing. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, whether consciously or unconsciously, your hatred, greed, fear, anger, stress, envy, hurriedness, and we could go on for a long time, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the possibility of demon possession, attachments, many different things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind each and every one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally no more. We are then met with the other half, the violet ray. We created this column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. Cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We are then met with the golden white, pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows. The mountains, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the sky, the clouds. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a sunset, or a sunrise, or a rainbow, or an ocean front, or starry lit night sky, it's you. It's the God within that body. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. You're the divineness. You're divine perfection. You're the only thing that doesn't change. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical forms and hover effortlessly above them if we're carrying physical form. Why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It's surrounded, encircled by multicolored rings of light. They almost seem endless. And all of this is a mist, that they're sending out this mist. This looks electrifying, it's glittering, and it's shimmering, and it's absorbed through our heart, mind. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. And we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude, peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance, and it's unending. And then we discover it is a reflection of the gods that we are. At the top of this tower, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now, as it's been doing for eons, flooding, saturating, and bathing us all. This is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, saturating all life, highest supreme value in the universe. Imagine that vibrational frequency. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere over 4 years ago, going on 4 years ago. It holds almost 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Imagine that. Flooding and saturating all of us, all life, the highest supreme value universe, complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. All of us gathered, hundreds of millions of us, on and off world, throughout existence. Focus on this one little blue planet on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, completely cleansing and purifying in it, on it, above it, and below it, of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, which includes all the demons, all possessions, all inhabitants. And how is this being done? It's being done by the flood of pure, deep, eternal love, which increases all vibrational frequencies across every plane of existence. In these meditations, they don't die, they don't disappear, they don't wane. They do the opposite. They intensify and they expand. You can feel it anytime you care to. You can tap into it. This is a magical moment when we are all truly present to it. We can deeply enjoy our lives in all its mysterious, mystical ways. And as we open ourselves to the possibility that this moment really does contain magic and deeply relax into it, then we become magical for today. Hold the intention to be intimately, deeply, and completely connected to the magic of the entire universe. Become so unified with this field of energy and intelligent love that you cannot help but to experience the divine, infinite beings that we all truly are. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out from the mouth. Move easily and slowly. We are here to share love and be loved. Love is the cause of joy in our lives, and fear is the cause of all suffering. And each moment is our choice as to what we wish to experience. Check it out. Take us with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning, and we'll return here tonight at 9 p.m. with the Time for Change call. And tomorrow, Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.
Goodbye.